Madam requires a little introduction. However, what we would like to highlight is her love for the arts and her patronage, which has shone through both in her public roles and in her life as an individual. The value of the arts at large, what it can do to unite communities, build empathy and understanding, and what it can also do to regenerate communities, celebrating history while looking forward, are concepts she has lived by. The Kolamba Kamatha and this upcoming festival are simply some of the most recent extensions of that. And I welcome her now to share a few words to what this means to her.
Thank you, Tracy. I didn't expect to speak today because I think Bimsara and Chandrika have told you everything that needs to be said. But as I am now thrust upon this before the mics, I would like to talk to you about the dream that I had for a long time, I think, to create not only a space but first an academy for drama and another one for dance. As soon as I assumed duties as president, this was one of the first things I did, in addition to, of course, starting an education reforms program. And we did various things. I won't go into the details. Some of them took off partially. Others were changed by those who took over after me. There were two major attempts, one in the Western Provincial Council, where we built an academy of drama, where we did a lot of work, got together all the existing drama people, dramatists, directors, writers, who were very excited about the idea. We put up a building with classrooms, the curriculums were done, and then I got kicked upstairs to another job from the Western Province, and that was completely deformed, the idea, and now it is a commercial venture, where the rooms where the classes were supposed to be held are now rented out as office space. Then we tried another effort, what is today called the Nenum Pokura. It wasn't called that, and the design was much nicer. But not what it is today. I called it something very rude, and we got protests from the Chinese embassy, so I will not use those words. And that was also going to be an academy of drama, and a place where plays could be staged by poor drama people at very, very cheap rates. There was an open air theatre and the big theatre, which was going to have very good sound systems. We consulted experts from abroad and all that. And then I left the presidency, and that was the end of that too. So now it has become a conference hall. And then I had the possibility of doing something, of realizing that dream with the BMICH premises. I discovered this beautiful natural space, and which was already used very slightly for dance practices by one or two groups. And then the idea grew, and today it is a space for young and other artists, theatre artists, to practice, to rehearse, to teach. And I'm happy to say that we have several groups who take it on a weekly basis to hold their classes, and others who have practices, and sometimes even plays in this space, and hopefully in the other space that we are building now. The idea is, I don't want to go into details, is that very young I realized the importance of the arts for bringing people together. The reason may be that I was brought up to appreciate the richness of Sri Lankan culture, of our ancient civilization, of what we had created for thousands of years, which had almost disappeared during 500 years of colonialism. And physically I was made to practice it when my father took me by the hand and chucked me into a Canadian dance class when I was 10 years old. And I ended up dancing on stage for many years with some of our best dance groups. I used to act in school, and I realized the importance of performing arts. And I had the good fortune of experimenting with theatre, with young people during various times that I had the good fortune of holding various positions. In some cases, we brought hundreds of children, 150 to 200 children from the different ethnic communities and religious communities together to do theatre. And one of the very first times we did this, that was a one-day program. By afternoon, by the lunch break, and these were children from Colombo, from the Colombo district, from schools that were called Tamil schools and other schools which were exclusive to Sinhala Buddhist schools, which is a bizarre system in this country which I tried to stop but didn't succeed. Two girls, a Sinhala and Tamil girl, with their arms around each other, telling me, "Madam," in Sinhala, "we didn't realize how nice they were." This was a Sinhala and Tamil girl. And they became, I hope, hopefully, friends for life. Then when I chaired the Office for National Unity and Reconciliation, we also used theatre to bring young people together, where we brought, as I said, 150 to 200 children who lived together for 5 days, and half the day they would learn about the importance of living together, the dangers of conflict resolution, how to appreciate each other's cultures, the richness of diversity that existed in our country, and all this. And in the other half of the day, the latter half of the day, they would be asked to do any play they like. They would write it and do it. And these children who had never learned theatre seriously, children who were in their teens, produced beautiful plays. And one of the most beautiful short plays I have seen, 15-20 minutes, was performed without a word being spoken by children from Batticaloa, from Jaffna, and from Hambantota. Children, Muslim, Tamil, and Sinhalese children. So, having understood the importance of performing arts for bringing people together, we also had the good fortune, the privilege of practicing and experimenting with it. So, when I retired from active politics, I thought, let me once again try 2 failed attempts, but try in a much smaller way. And I'm delighted to tell you that we succeeded. And the Kamatha opened about 1.5 years ago. It is widely used by theatre artists and to some extent by dance groups, local as well as Western ballet groups. And now we are going into the next stage, as Chanchala said, the festival. We hope to continue this annually, and we hope we will have many partners. I had to just ask only a few corporate sector people, friends, and they have willingly contributed to this small effort, and I hope others would become partners and come into partnership with us to continue this effort for much longer. In a country like ours, I would finally like to say, which has been riven with conflict, division, which has affected us in every possible way, not only the economy, socially, mentally, the number of people who are mentally affected in this country, we still don't have the numbers or any proper treatment for that. I believe that all that, in addition to other methods, drama can bring these people together and do a massive job of healing the divisions and the pain and suffering of people who have gone through the conflicts. So we have started very small, hesitantly, but I think we could make something big of it. Finally, I would like to thank especially Chanchala and Bimsara when we were a bit desperate for event organizers. If we didn't have anybody, I was going to stop everything else and do it, but that's how I take challenges. But they agreed, and they have, at the last minute, 3 months. They had just 3 months to do all this, and they have done a brilliant job. Thank you very much. And the management of the BMICH, who have been very helpful and given us a lot of support in this. The theatre community, especially Rajitha Disanayaka, who worked with us in the committee, in the organizing committee, and gave us ideas, advice, and helped us support, gave us support to carry this through. To all of you who have accepted our invitation to come here today, my sincere thanks go out to you, and I hope you could participate in our festival, which will be in 6 weeks, and enjoy the fun. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, madam. Well, this